Our 2012 Monte Bello was produced from a very dry growing season. It meant here at the winery a lot of crazy, hard, really long days of crushing that much fruit and then fermenting it all. So I ended up with 39 separate fermentations for all the different parcels that we picked out and narrowed it down to the 24 most classic parcels that often make the Monte Bello selection. We blind tasted those at the end of January after the malolactics were complete, and we did a selection. And so this is actually a vintage where the Cabernet percentage is on the lower side. It's at 64%, followed by 22% Merlot. Then we have 8% Franc and 6% Petit Verdot in the blend. Produced a really powerful wine. Tannins were really easy to extract in this year, so that allowed us to do shorter macerations. We were able to come out of the fermenter on average about 5 to 6 days rather than 7 to 10, which is typical. And most of the press wine that year, we just tasting it, we could not use it. It was just massively tannic, so we had to hold virtually all the press wine out. Once the assemblage was made, then the barrels were all refilled with a blend and allowed to clarify naturally. So after 16 months time in barrel, all brand new cooperage for the vintage, the wine really did settle down well enough. Softened tannins. I mean, it's still a very structured wine, but the wine really did reach a nice point of showing some good resolution of tannins, showing that classic cassis, blackberry fruit, even hints of licorice, black licorice, a touch of black olive. Really just powerful nose. And while it was resting in 100% new barrels, you really just don't see much of that on the nose. It's just nicely hidden in and integrated with all that rich black fruit. So it's, again, that just really rich, well-defined black currant, blackberry, very firm acid. It's actually, one of the most acidic vintages that we've bottled since 1992. Acid's always a wonderful element in a wine. It definitely supports long-term bottle aging. Combine that with the tannin structure of this wine being on the firmer side, it's definitely a vintage that will be collectible and able to be laid down for a good 50 years. So it's really within a kind of a ranking of vintages. This is our 50th anniversary bottling, and when we look back in history, we've had many wonderful vintages. Every vintage of Monte Bello is great, but then there are some vintages where it's just exceptional. This definitely has fallen into that category of being a super vintage of Monte Bello, and definitely one to collect and enjoy over a very long time. So it really long finish. This is a vintage that really excites us, and we're really looking forward to just following it over the next 5 decades. It's a phenomenal vintage. I hope you enjoy it.